Okay, so let's see how fork system call works in Unix. The idea of fork is to duplicate our process. So we have a parent process with a personal ID, and this is the process with its code. So you can see the code right itself. And we here started some variables, and then we are doing the fork operation, which will duplicate this process and create from this parent process what is called the child process, which is a duplication of this. Now, after we have the two duplications, you will see that we can continue in two directions. The parent code will go right over here, and the parent will continue with this, and the child will go right over here and continue with this code. We do it by knowing what is the value that we will get. The parent will get something that is more than 0, and you will see that the child will get PID. You will get a value that is 0, which will continue right over here. So let's see how it works. You can see that we create a child process with the same values, but here the return value is 0, so we continue right over here. But for the parent process, the return value is the personal ID of the child process. You see it's 2695, and here is the same, which is different from the parent process. You can see that the child is literally a duplication of the parent, but the PID, the return value, is 0, so the child code will continue right over here. The child process will continue with this code, while the parent process got this value, which is the PID of the child, will continue with the PID, which is greater than 0, so we'll continue with the code right over here. So they both would go in different direction, even though they are duplications of each other, because of the return value that we get to the PID right over here after doing the fork. This is the value that the fork returns. So this is the idea of the fork system call in Unix. Let's see it again. Again, here is the parent process, and we are going to do a fork for this. We're doing a fork, we're creating the child process, and we return value. Each one will continue its own, and this is the idea of a fork system call in Unix. Thank you very much, and that's it.